right, awesome. So I want to get to one last item here, and that is a guaranteed retirement window or retirement income window. So let me just get to that here. So, in 401k plans, 403b plans, things like a self-directed brokerage account have been around a very long time.
Right.
They're established. There's probably still some questions about fiduciary duty around those, but they definitely are used and are common in other plans. Well, you can even have a self-directed brokerage account in a 457 plan.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen those. What if there was a retirement income bucket available? What are your thoughts about structuring something like that?
I think it's a good idea as long as a couple of things are done. Let me give a little bit of more background to help with understanding what I'm going to say in a couple minutes, and that is, in a plan that's subject to ERISA, there are investment alternatives referred to as designated investment alternatives, or DIAs, and the fiduciaries have a responsibility to prudently select and monitor the DIAs in the plan. The brokerage window, however, can be set up so that the participant has the right to select anything that they want to in that brokerage window, and the fiduciaries are not responsible for the investment decisions made by the participant in that brokerage window. The fiduciaries aren't responsible for selecting the investments. That's completely up to the participant. The only thing that the fiduciaries have to do is prudently select and monitor the provider of the brokerage window, the brokerage firm that makes that available.
Right.
In terms of the service that's offered and the cost of the transactions and so on. So it's a nice feature to have in a plan that's subject to ERISA, because it permits participants to invest in ways other than the designated alternatives, and it takes some of the fiduciary responsibility off the shoulders of the fiduciaries. Unfortunately, there's nothing really similar in California law that would that gives that kind of safe harbor, if you will, protection for these window type features. On the other hand, I really think it is a good idea to provide this retirement income window, if you will, to permit the participants to go out and make their own decisions. What do I really need? What will I need in the future? And how do I get there? What product is really going to be good for me?
Mm-hmm.
The two things that I think the fiduciaries of the 457 plan have to do in that context is make sure that there's sufficient education to the participants so that they understand, not at a granular level, but at a high level, what are these guaranteed products and how do they work and what are the differences? Mm-hmm. And so working with a firm like yours that can provide that kind of educational piece to the participants, I think is important. And second, I think that you can kind of sort of get to the place that the ERISA fiduciaries have in terms of a brokerage window if you approach it in the way I'm about to describe. It won't be a safe harbor per se, but I think it provides the kind of oversight that the fiduciaries need to engage in without getting into the details of selecting the particular product that's offered to the participant. And basically, what I think the fiduciaries need to do is they need to vet the broker or the agent or agents that are going to be permitted to approach the participants and talk to them about these types of products, offer and recommend these types of products. And as part of that, find out, okay, what products do they typically recommend? And then the next step, again, probably working with a consultant, would be to vet the products that are kind of on the platform, if you will, for those brokers and agents. And in that way, they basically have, in my way of thinking, will have fulfilled the fiduciary obligation. Who's providing the service of making the recommendation, and what are they recommending, and are those products suitable basically for this workforce? And then also that education piece I talked about before. So I think that the fiduciaries in the 457 plan can get to pretty much the same place that you would under an ERISA plan with a brokerage window. It's a little bit more work involved, but I think you can.
You really need a little bit more vetting than you would with a self-directed brokerage account, just because of the importance of a retirement income tier. I mean, it's really a very specific purpose for the investment as opposed to just accumulation.
Right.
Interesting. No, that's a fascinating thought there. So, anything else you would add on that?
Nope, I don't think so.
Well, Bruce, gosh, what a pleasure it has been to have this conversation. I hope we get to have more of these. And
me too.
Thank you so much for taking the time to educate us on these topics. And I will just say, for those of you watching, if you want to connect with Bruce, you can reach him at that email or that phone number. And I thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the next Verity podcast.
Bye, everybody. Thanks.